Hi, so welcome to the second part of the video. We are going to start from where we left last time. Sorry, there was something urgent which came up. So we have this, so we discussed up till MGL, Mindtree also, it has been facing some resistance at higher levels of 4700 and it's trying to get some support from 4300. So in general, जब तक ये 4900 के ऊपर नहीं जाती है, there is absolutely not much strength. In general, हमारा 5000 का target अभी भी for medium to short term definitely is still valid. The good thing is there was a gap up. The gap has been filled. Right now we have to see at least ये 4700 के ऊपर अगर ट्रेड करना स्टार्ट की. Motherson Sumi we have already discussed in the earlier video. Emphasis also, वो वीडियो आपको अपर राइट हैंड कॉर्नर में मिल जाएगी जहाँ पे मैंने एक डिस्कशन किया था on all the companies which are looking weak and can be a good short candidate or also they can be tracked for reversal. वो वीडियो आपको अपर राइट हैंड कॉर्नर आई बटन पे क्लिक करने पे मिल जाएगी या you will get it at the end of this video. Emphasis also is more in a box. MRF we have already discussed on that video. Muthoot Finance also we discussed on this video. Nam India was discussed. National Alam was discussed. Naukri also is looking weak. Naukri 6000 levels को breach करती है. There can be more weakness and then it can automatically correct towards the levels of 5000, 5200 and so we would be keeping a track on Naukri for sure. In general, this level of 6200 or 6500 is important. 6500 के ऊपर में this acted like a support. Then on this particular day it got breached. We created our shots for 6000 which was just achieved in just a couple of in the next session and then again going forward हम देखेंगे 6000 especially अगर ये 5800 को भी breach करती है then 5000 is definitely in the cards. Navin Florin also trying to get some support from lower levels. In general, whole of this chemical sector pack, Aarti, Navin, SRF, they all are looking really weak and we have to see if it is able to give us a small move. In general, we can say 3400 and 3700 definitely is going to act like a resistance for now and let's see how it moves. Nestle we have already discussed. NMDC also it seems like it's trying to reverse but you have to understand from 160 it even breached 140 so going forward it will again come towards 140 और तब हमें देखना होगा कि अगर ये 138 levels को hold कर पाती है then only there will be some further move, else we can easily expect 150 to be a very strong resistance for this next expiry. NDPC also important for 140 was breached, is trying to get some support at 130 levels and let's see how it moves. Oberoi Realty is more in a box. OFSS also important 4500 का support breach हो गई है. It tried to move and then you can see there was immediately it's correcting. I think going forward ये 4000 levels तक आ सकती है if 4300 levels को अगर ये breach करती है तो so definitely that would be a good 300 points trade for us. ONGC also 160 के ऊपर अच्छी closing दी थी. It was trying to hold to this levels of 160 and now it's actually correcting towards 140. Page Industry also is more in these levels. Page Industry was also in these levels and going forward ये 35,000 के नीचे भी जा सकती है. PEL is also 35,000 can act like a good support until and unless 40,000 or for 35,000 इसके अंदर ही रहेगी. PEL also 2500 में एक अच्छी थोड़ी सी मूव आई थी and then again it's fizzling out. 2500 breach करेगी so 2000 2200 is definitely is going to come. So Persistent also is trying to get some support. These are until and unless you see a move past 4200 4250 don't get trapped in these trades as it can automatically correct towards the levels of 3500 in no time. Petronet also is 230 पे एक अच्छी support है and then it's trying to get some support. This in general looks not that good and any move can take it towards the levels of 2200. PFC also we have discussed earlier. Pfizer we discussed earlier. Pidilite also this is a strong bear move. Sorry, 2400 is acting like a very strong resistance. हमने यहाँ पे positions create किए थे and from there we booked out at 2400 and this was a known thing until and unless a move comes above 2450 there is not much to expect. इनफैक्ट अगर ये 2300 लेवल्स को ब्रीच करती है, स्पेशली 2280 को अगर ब्रीच करती है, देन गोइंग फॉरवर्ड वी कैन एक्सपेक्ट 2200 एंड बिलो in Pidilite. PI industry also is these are not good signs and structures. It's trying hard to get some support. Let's see how it moves. In general, our view won't be to buy this particular dip, and maybe we are going to get it in much cheaper rates. And going forward, agar ye correct kiya, then definitely 2600 may be in the cards. PNB, this day was the day when all the sentiments got breached, and then again it tried to give a move, and the good thing is it was 47.5 47.6 was so for us 48 is an important zone. अगर 48 के ऊपर अगर closing नहीं आती है, there's not much in PNB, and now you can see अगर ये 40 को breach करती है, automatically ये 35 and 30 levels तक आ सकती है, because these are all failed breakouts, and as a result of which a lot of traders, especially अभी इंटरेस्टिंग जोन होगा 45, अगर इसके ऊपर क्लोजिंग आती है देन वी वुड बी रिकंसिडरिंग. इन जनरल वी कैन से दैट 40 इज गोइंग टू कम, और अगर ये 38 39 को भी अगर बीच करती है देन 35 और 36 मे बी अ गुड टारगेट. सो दीज आर वेरी गुड 10% टारगेट्स, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग ट्रेड्स, बिकॉज the good thing is even if they reverse, we do know that it's a very near to its resistance zone, so no matter what we would be tracking this. Polycab also, you can see we have already discussed in the earlier video. Power Grid also we discussed earlier. PVR 18 it made 1800, which was a very interesting and technical target which we were discussing from 1400 levels. So once this is reached, you can still see it's able to hold the levels of 1600 ke niche closing hai, it will be much weaker. Ramco Cement, we see a very strong move, so it was lingering at 1000 levels, and then just a matter of 2-3 days, so you can understand all the cement sector was working except Indian Cement, and the reason is that this 1000 is acting like a good sort of support. Let's see how this momentum continues. From a technical target 1050 was a target, and this was already achieved, and it's actually gave a closing above it. So going forward we will see how this moves, and maybe 1100 भी अगर breach कर पाई, then that would be an awesome trade for us in Ramco Cement. RBL Bank 180 is so you can see automatically it corrected, and there was a huge gap down, and I think going forward अगर ये 180 को भी ब्रीच करेगी then 160 is going to come. REC Limited we already discussed in the earlier. Reliance also, see 2600 was an important support, and we knew this was going to get breached. So because 2680 2660 and 70 were actually strong reversal zones, it went over there multiple times, at least 2 times where I traded, and it was unable to do that, and now it has breached even the levels of 2600. Going forward, जब तक 2660 2670 के ऊपर closing नहीं आती है, there's not much to expect, and it just will again automatically in a very short span of time will correct towards 2400. On this particular day when this particular candle was made, we were sure that अगर 2660 hold नहीं कर पाई, and this is also when I tweeted about अगर 2660 breach करती है then 2500 is going to come, and that's exactly where it came. In the last session it exactly made 2501 levels, and going forward ये अभी 2600 की तरफ जाने की कोशिश करेगी, and it will keep on facing resistance until and unless there is some news flow on the new Jio phone launched in Diwali. So in general you can do buy in dips in this company, but from technical perspective I think 2400 can be achieved, and it's just a matter of how it reacts on Monday. SAIL इन जनरल हमारा मेरी ट्रेडिंग स्ट्रेटजी बहुत सिंपल है. 2660 के ऊपर अगर ये ट्रेड कर रही है देन इट विल कम इन माय ट्रैकर, एंड डेफिनेटली अगर 2660 से 2700 इसके बीच में अगर क्लोजिंग आती है, स्ट्रॉन्ग क्लोजिंग आती है, देन डेफिनेटली वी कैन एक्सपेक्ट द लेवल्स ऑफ the next technical analysis which I will do on Reliance for the next targets which are going to come in. SAIL also you can see a very good sort of breakout happened, and then again a breakdown. In general this is a typical bearish structure, and going forward अगर ये इन लेवल से, so you can see it's like drifting downwards, फिर ये 120 के पास आएगी, और अगर 120 के नीचे फिर एक अपर विक एक अच्छी से स्ट्रक्चर बनाए with a long upper wick, something similar to this is what I expect. अगर वो आती है then definitely 100 levels can be achieved in SAIL. SBI card also, or at least 110, because this was getting a support at 110 earlier was a resistance, so now this is acting like a support. SBI card, after the result a good breakdown came, and again maybe the 1100 will act like a resistance for now. Let's see how it moves. SBI Life also is lingering at 1200 levels, and so going forward this can actually give a strong correction. SBI Life was actually discussed earlier in my earlier video. You can see for what I have said over there. State Bank of India also is trying to get some support. In general, this particular candle has actually ruined the whole sentiment of State Bank of India. Abhi ye just एक lingering होगी, जब भी ऊपर जाएगी people will try to book out until and unless the levels of 530 is breached on a closing basis, or at least जब तक 530 के ऊपर strength नहीं दिखाएगी तब तक मैं इसमें long नहीं करूँगा. And I would actually for me my technical target was reached on this particular day, और ये टारगेट जब रीच हुआ था at that particular moment I tweeted that I have no positions in State Bank of India. We have been carrying the positions since the day it moved past the levels of 470 which was on this particular day, and from 470 onwards you can see it gave a good technical target was achieved. And now let's see, in general I would expect levels of 450 in the short term. Definitely this is not a recommendation to short State Bank of India. Is just like I want to see it correct, and then I would be interested in this particular company for the next haul. Shree Cement is also weak compared in the cement sector. There is nothing much. It has been shifting. Yet 3000 में जाएगी, फिर एक resistance आएगी, and then again it will correct towards 2600. Siemens also is trying to get some support, and these are all typical bearish structures. जब तक 2250 के ऊपर closing नहीं आती है, there is not much we can expect from Siemens. In general, अगर ये breakdown आई, and especially if this levels of 2150 is breached, then 2000 is definitely going to come. So these are actually very swift corrections which will come, and these are some of the trades which I actually take, and I really enjoy it. SRF is also sort of weak. There is not much to expect from the chemical sector for now. Shriram Transport Finance is also after making a high towards 1600, which was our target, and we entered the trade on the day of when it was able to give breach 14,000, and so you can see from 14,000 to 15,800 was 1588, 1590 was a good target. And on this particular day when I posted the video, I said I would be booking out on the very opening, and it opened around about at 1550, 1560 levels, because the reason was pretty simple. With so much amount of profit booking, there's not much you can expect. For us it was simple because we were carrying our positions from 1410 levels, and so we knew that we had a lot of buffer going forward. Ye 1400 pe aayegi, and then definitely it will try to consolidate, and agar wo breakdown aaye, then 1200 can come in Shriram Transport Finance. At least 1300 is definitely going to come. Star is also weak. There's not strength, nothing. 550 be breach ho gayi hai. 500 may be a good sort of support. Sun Pharma we have already discussed earlier. Sun TV also. These are typical companies which you should stay away from. There's absolutely there's nothing. So anyone who is investing in Sun TV is just actually waiting. Yeah, one day you will see 550 becoming 700, and that would be just based on some news flow or some luck. In general, this is not a typical good counter for me to trade in. From a technical perspective, this so it's more in a box between the levels of 500 and 600. ये एक bigger box है, ये correct होके 520 तक आएगी या 560 तक जाएगी. Going forward from the looks of it, I think this is more of a bearish structure. और अगर ये 540 को अगर breach करती है, then again it will come towards 500. Syngene we have already discussed, so the levels in my previous video जो आपको upper right hand corner के I button में या towards the end of this video you will get it. Tata Chem also, you see 1000 was an important zone, a breakdown, and now it's trying to reverse. जब तक 1000 के ऊपर closing नहीं आती, there's not much, and in below we have a support at 800 levels. In general, this is looking really weak to me, and अगर ये 870 को breach करती है, then definitely 800 would be a good sort of target. Tata Consumer also, this actually gave some sort of reversal on this particular day. We said जब वो 820 पे थी कि अगेन ये 800 तक जाएगी, and that's exactly what happened. The buying is coming. So let's see, अगर ये 780 levels को on especially 790 levels को अगर होल्ड कर पाती है then maybe it will reverse and go towards the levels of 850. Tata Motors is looking good till now after a good up move. It's nicely consolidating. We would be interested whenever it will be able to move past the levels of 520 530. ये बहुत interesting zone होगा for the new up move towards the levels of 600. Tata Power also, this was the day when all the sentiments were broken, and from there 220 it closed at 230, and from there we talked about the levels of 200 which were actually achieved on this particular day. And so we closed our shorts because these are very typical and good short of structures which you can very easily rely on. And going forward अगर ये फिर जब तक ये 233 234 के ऊपर नहीं आती है, which has been a zone I have been talking where I have been creating a lot of shorts, and so जब तक ये 234 के ऊपर क्लोजिंग नहीं देती है, there's not much we can expect in Tata Power. In general these are weak structures. अगर ये 200 के नीचे क्लोजिंग देती है, it will automatically correct towards the levels of, there will be a drastic fall, and you can expect the levels of 150 and 170 in Tata Power, but we will see how it moves. Tata Steel also, it's more in a box. 1400 was a strong resistance, and from there it corrected towards 1300 on this particular day. I said for 1300 target, and this was achieved in just a couple of sessions, and now again it's trying to get some support at 1300. In general 1280 is an important support. If 1280 gets breached, then 1200 is definitely in the cards. TCS we have already discussed in the earlier video. Tech Mahindra is also more in a box. In general it's trying to go towards 1400 and get some support. 1500 was an important zone. Uske niche closing is not a good news. In general ये 1600 के ऊपर it will fire, and it will go towards 1800, which is our short to medium term target. Also Titan, you can see this is a typical bearish moves. It has been unable to move past 2500, and going forward अगर इसमें 2500 breach होती है on a closing basis, then only we would be considering, and in general ये 2350 is like acting like a support. अगर इसके नीचे breach होती है then definitely it is going to correct and fill this particular gap which was formed, and so we can expect a target of 2200. so इसमें 100 पॉइंट की एक अच्छी ट्रेड आ सकती है. Torrent Pharma also, these are typically is trying to go towards the levels of 3000. We have created a position at 2800. This SIP was done for a long-term investment perspective, or at least not for a trading perspective. अभी ये थोड़ी सी एक move दे रही है, but going forward 3000 is a strong resistance. जब तक 3000 के ऊपर closing नहीं आती है, there's not much we can expect. Torrent Power also is trying to linger at 500. So this is a typical bearish structure. And now you can see it is trying to enter this structure. So jab tak here 540 is like a very strong sort of resistance, which is also the all-time high. Going forward agar ye 480 ke niche agar trade karna start ki, then definitely 450 is coming in the cards. Trend we have already discussed earlier. TVS Motor, very good move has come. जब तक ये 620 का levels को hold कर रही है, there is not much to worry. अगर ये 620 को breach करती है, then 580, and then actually this levels of 590 should be very much be attainable. UBL also is more in a box. It tried for all-time high breakout. A lot of enthusiasm was in the market. It actually also tried in the last session when McDowell was flying. But 1700 is a strong resistance, and 1600 is acting like a support. 1600 के नीचे closing आएगी, then 1500 is definitely going to come. Ultrachem was one of the best cement sector companies which moved. It was able to give a closing above 7500, and definitely ये फिर अगर 7700 को breach करती है, there will be a more strength, and it can then go towards the levels of 8000 in a very short term. UPL also is more in a box. Vedanta also is trying to get some support at 300, but these are very typical bearish structures, and even though it corrected from 52-week high of 380 plus levels, so right now is at 380, and अगर ये 280 ये जो support है 280 290 levels में अगर इसको breach करती है, then definitely it will correct more, and then maybe 250 and 260 can be seen in Vedanta. Voltas, after nice consolidation, this is a typical bearish structure. So basically it is it was unable to give a closing above 1200, and now it gave a closing. In general this means nothing. In general अगर ये 1150 इस जोन में जिसमें इसको सपोर्ट मिल रही है, अगर इसको ब्रीच करती है, then it will be a good trade, and we would be taking the trade. Or on an upside we can only expect it towards 1250 is like a strong resistance for now. सो ये 1150 से 1250 के बीच में रहेगा. Whirlpool also is in a downtrend. On this particular day it broke 2400, and from there of course we knew 2200 is definitely going to come. This is a typical bearish structure. और अगर ये 2180 2160 in the zones को breach करता है, then 2000 will be coming in Whirlpool. Wipro, a fantastic all-time high was made on the result, and then you can see typical bearish structure going forward. It can even breach the support of 630. और इन जनरल जब तक 700 के ऊपर कोई क्लोजिंग नहीं आती है, देयर इज़ नॉट मच टू एक्सपेक्ट. दिस पर्टिकुलर गैप ऑफ 675 was achieved, and still it was unable to bounce, and from this day onwards at 670 levels we knew 650 was coming. That actually came on the last session, and actually it even breached 650 on a closing basis. Going forward, अगर ये 630 से रिवर्ट नहीं करती है, going forward it can lead to a huge correction in Wipro, where even the levels of 600 would not be able to provide a support. So we have to see. In general मुझे लगती है कि ये 650 से रिवर्स करके 700 यही रेंज में अभी प्ले करेगी till few weeks, and then we will see if it is able to move past 700 for an all-time high of 750. Zeal is also more in a box, you can see, and here is the interesting thing is after this particular candle on 22nd of the last not last even, okay, yeah, today is October, so on 22nd of September it made this move. एक मंथ से ज़्यादा हो गया है, वो कहीं नहीं गई है, एंड इट हैज़ बीन जस्ट कंसोलिडेटिंग. इन जनरल अभी हम बोल सकते हैं कि एक गैप है जो 260 रीजन में है, और अगर ये 300 ब्रीच करती है ऑन अ क्लोजिंग बेसिस, देन मे बी 260 विल एक्ट लाइक अ सपोर्ट. Thanks a lot for listening. Hope this video is going to give you all the FNO counters discussed in an alphabetical order as usual. If at any point of time you found I've skipped a video because I've discussed in an earlier video of all the weak stocks, you will find it in the upper right hand corner if you click on the I button, or you will find it at the end of the video. In general, I'm very happy that in general, you know, the whole market wide एक correction आई है. So there's not much we can say that okay, this particular sector got affected. All the sectors, all the companies, they are getting affected, and this is actually a good thing that you know, the whole market is moving in the sync, because whenever the bump up or whenever this buying will come, and if Nifty is able to get some support at 17,500 in the next week, maybe on a Tuesday we would be much more in a better position to understand of the next moves in Nifty. Till then we would be skeptical, and even if reversal comes on Monday, we would still be I would definitely be skeptical of whether this is going to reverse. In general, I am actually expecting a very short and very small consolidation to happen at 70,500, and going forward, if that's the case, then you know, that would be a next good thing to happen. Thanks a lot for listening, and as usual, please like the video. That gives me a lot of you know, it makes me happy to see that at least these videos are helping someone. And yeah, that's it. Bye bye.